Prepper Ingenuity, a vital skill. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This video is about just that. Ingenuity, making do, fixing things, making things, may not be pretty, but it'll work type things. MacGyvering. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys something that I built today. Please laugh at my expense, yes. I guarantee it's not pretty, but it will work. My wife wanted some shelves, an extra set of shelves in our pantry for potatoes, onions, sweet potatoes, some fruits and vegetables, those kind of things. So instead of spending a bunch of money, I'm making do with some things I found around the property. As you see, this old board, I put that up on the front so it's rustic. So you may laugh at my expense, it's okay. This is my shelving unit I just made. Obviously only 2 shelves. I'm going to have another one right here. I'm going to split the difference here, and then I'm going to make a topper for it also. So it'll be 4 shelves, including the bottom. So I will hold it up here. I bought a couple of these pine boards right here, just a little bit 1x2. I bought 3 of those, and screwed them together. So yeah, and I used, this is oak. This is solid oak. So screwing through this was, oh my gosh, difficult. Try to get the screw started. I know. Drill a starter hole. Yeah, okay. I'm not a carpenter. I don't drill starter holes, and I couldn't find my drill bits, and I was trying to build this quickly. So it is what it is, though. And where did I get these pieces of wood? These pieces of wood were actually from just one sec. What it was a kind of like an island. It had wheels on it and you could roll it around. Another piece I got was this off of it. Yeah, it's got to be cleaned up, but this is going to be a new towel rack in the kitchen. So bonus. Got that coming from it. And then this was on the side of it. This was a knife sheath, basically, hanging on the side of it. So what I might do is cut this down, refinish it, and then attach it to the side of somewhere in the kitchen to put my knives in. What was this? I mean, yeah, it was an old island type thing. It was actually pretty nice. As you see, the finish on the wood and stuff like that's pretty nice. We just had it sitting outside our door for forever. And what was it? It was a place to pile stuff. It was just junk. And so we were trying to figure out a way to repurpose it and give it new life. So this is another thing, making use with what you have, making do with what you have. It's one of those skills, and it's something that, yeah, you can save a bunch of money doing it also. And this is going to be very functional when I'm done. It may not be the prettiest, but I can do things like this edge here, the whiter edge here, I can stain it. I can sand this down, I can make the edge a little bit nicer, I could stain it all, I could sand this down, stain it all to match, or give it some old rough, old school texture like this. And I could end up making it look pretty nice, I think. That's down the road though. I'm making do with what I have. It's one of those things I like to do. I love doing things like this. And we've gotten a lot of things over the years where, people from church are like moving or something like that and they're getting rid of stuff. We'll be like, oh, we'll hold on to that, just in case somebody else needs it. Because we have property, we have space. So we have like an old refrigerator we were able to give to a couple recently that needed a new refrigerator because we had received one from a lady in the church. She had gotten a new refrigerator and it worked, but it was an older one. So we had to sitting on our property. We had it sitting on our carport. And yeah, we were able to help somebody. So we do things like that. And then also we had this prepper family, big time prepper family, move to North Idaho. Hoo-yah, homestead there. They're doing the things really well. They were here as part of our group and everything. And yeah, I got a ton of stuff. They couldn't move everything with them, like fencing material, chain link fencing, chain link gates, barbed wire, fence posts, barbed wire fence posts, tubing, like plastic tubing about yay big around. I have a big roll of it out back. A bunch of things. So we just kind of accumulate things. And pallets, you can make a lot of things out of pallets, of course. Everybody, that's a fad. but I'm not really into fads. So I got another thing to show you too that I have. This is a total, and I say redneck, not in a derogatory sense, but this is a total redneck idea, okay? So we have a loft style home. So it is a very, very high ceiling in our great room that the loft overlooks. And it's probably a 22, I think it's a 22-foot ceiling way up there. So cleaning and dusting up in there is impossible, right? We got a ceiling fan in the middle. The light's been out for years. So and the way this house is built, to get up there, I basically have to build scaffolding. Like, how stupid. Some things, people build houses in just retarded ways sometimes. And I don't mean that word in a derogatory way either. I mean in crazy ways. So, to vacuum all the dust bunnies and stuff up there that are high up and I can't reach the vacuum cleaner, I got this PVC pipe. Yeah, PVC pipe with the flared end. I'm going to duct tape this on the inside of my vacuum cleaner. And then I'm going to reach up there and go and vacuum. On this end, I'll probably duct tape a fitting, a vacuum fitting. So I'm going to have duct tape and PVC pipe. And I'm going to be able to clean it looking good. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to this because I'm working on building this, and I thought about that as a prepper skill. And it is being able to make do with less and with what you have laying around is a vital prepper skill, especially as, collapse happens. We're in, back to the 1800s or something like that, off grid, no power grid, no trucks rolling, all this kind of stuff like that. We're going to have to do things like this. We're going to have to build things out of what we have laying around, or what we can scavenge, what we can find, those kind of things, what we can forage for. So yeah, that's why I like a bunch of my raised beds are built out of logs. That I have a stack of logs here in my driveway. And I keep them in log form so I can do just that. I don't cut them out. I cut them up in firewood as I need. I have a bunch of firewood also, but I leave a bunch of them in log form so that I can build raised beds out of them, or I can build a fence out of them, or I could build defensive security structures and or measures and or a gate and or whatever I need to use them for. So thinking outside the box, using this is a vital, vital prepper skill. Training yourself to just kind of figure things out. You're on your own. Making this thing, I'll tell you what, making the first level down there was extremely difficult because my son and I were trying to balance, we're trying to level, we're trying to screw these little tiny things. It was super flimsy because it's just, you can see it's this is like a 1 by 2.5, and then 1 by 2s, or it's like a 1 by 3 or something like that. And then you screw it all together while it's balancing and it's not structurally sound yet. And then as we're building up, then finally now it's structurally sound. But I'll tell you what, it was an interesting battle, but we won. We prevailed. So that's one of those things that you need to think about. Finding things like this, finding pallets, making things out of it. What do you need? What do you need around your house, your homestead, your prepper property, your bug out location, whatever it is? That's one good thing. Like at our bug out location, we store a lot of stuff like this, like tubing, fencing, all the things we need to set up in case things go south and we end up there, to put things in place. Not everything's in place right now because, we only have so much time. Who has unlimited time? Nobody does. So yeah, it's always one of those projects, as well as the million projects around here. So stockpiling stuff up there that we might need someday and that we can set up things in place when we need to is a very important thing to have. So anytime you can get things like that, great. Anytime you can practice using your brain and making something like this, do it. Practice it. I used, basically, here I'll show you. These are the tools I used. My DeWalt drill, my electric drill. I used a handsaw because I don't even have a skill saw. I cut all this stuff by hand, including these right here. The edges on them, I cut with a handsaw. So you can do it. It sucks. Yeah, it's not as good as having a circular saw. And then the final thing is this, a good level. That's actually not even a good level. It's a cheap level. But you know what? It's a level. That and the good old box of screws. So with those 3 tools and some screws, you can build something like this. You can build a lot of things. And like I said, it may not be pretty, but it'll work. So think about that. Think about doing more around your house, around your property, around your homestead, whatever it is, by yourself, utilizing things, reusing things, reutilizing things around that you have, so you can rebuild, repurpose things. Less waste, less trash to get rid of, and giving stuff new life is kind of cool. So just think about things like that. And remember to always think outside the box. Look at everything and think about how you can utilize it in a different manner. I get it. Some stuff is just trash. But another thing is, here I'll show you something else. Out of our recycle pile, a cardboard box, right? Just a cardboard box. What are these good for? Composting. And laying down as the base to your raised bed, laying down a bunch of those. You can get rid of a bunch of Amazon boxes and stuff like that. Lay down in the base of your raised bed. First of all, it kills the weeds. It creates a good barrier, and it will eventually just turn to compost after it kills all the weeds and all the stuff like that. And then what you do is you build your raised bed, line it with a bunch of cardboard. Just a bunch of cardboard. Get rid of all of it instead of having to, recycle it or pay to get rid of it or whatever. Then throw on some compost from your compost bin. Throw on a bunch of soil, and then you're good to go. Start planting. Anyway, think outside the box, please, guys. It's a vital skill. It's something you got to think about. And I probably hear the kids screaming in the background. They're in there terrorizing each other. So I better get in there and take care of business before things really get out of hand. 13-year-old and a 4-year-old. Whew, crazy sometimes. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please comment. Please share the videos. And please check us out on Patreon. Link is in the description. We're doing great things there. Always up in the game there. Doing more and more as much as we can. And anything you're looking for, check out the Amazon storefront. Link in the description if you're looking for some stuff. Maybe you'll find it there. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a blessed day and blessings to you and yours.